Happy Wednesday, I'm Darcy Bustle and welcome back to Tyrrell Time. Hello my little quarantine guinea pigs, I hope all of you are safe and well and adequately supplied with toilet paper and other accoutrements. You join me for rounds 7 and 8 of the 2004 season and things have started to finally go our way even though we have a shitty power unit. Let's take a look at the news. Ferrari have signed a team sponsorship contract with Playlife. Tyrrell will be, well, that's us, re-signing with Blondes. Pedro Diniz has another win to his name. Other than that, yeah, not much going on. Oh, Johnny Newhouse has signed for Jordan. Now that's an impressive feat. Carl Gayden's going to Ferrari, and some sponsors have been signed. What's particularly interesting is we've been doing quite well, even though the weather's been garbage, and hopefully now we have good weather. And we also have a healthier bank balance, a much healthier bank balance, which means we will do the thing with the thing. We're going to do some development testing, of course, and we're going to do some fuel testing because this is all important stuff. And it's going to be a big test because we can afford it again. And I want the championship, I really do. I want both championships. I think we deserve it. We deserve happiness, guys. We deserve happiness. Right. What's tricky though is dividing all your energy across all of these things. Because you know, I don't really want to miss out on any of this stuff at all. Yeah, I think that's fine. All the cars are fine. Yes, good. Do you know, maybe we just do a full-size test just to make sure we fill all those bars. Do the thing. The thing is done. And things have happened. This is fantastic news. 2005 car, we have completed stage 1 development. Phantasmical, I'm sure you'll all agree. We're a little behind schedule compared to last year, but it's no biggie. I'm going to take guys off this to work on a brand new upgrade package. Not that we really need it, but we're going to do it anyway. I'll leave 5% on this, and then we will do a suspension reliability upgrade. Big shout out to your friend and mine, the bloke from the comments. I'm sorry, I should start taking notes. I've been getting lots more comments than usual because we're all out in quarantine, and I appreciate every single one of them. And I focus so much on what people have said and not who said it. So my apologies for forgetting your name, but you, sir, absolutely correct. I have been paying for a wind tunnel for a laugh. You know, maybe we're doing stuff in there though. You know, maybe we're playing fun games. Maybe we're laughing at what it does to people's faces. Who knows? That said, we don't need to do it anymore, so I have unbooked it. We will improve our intermediate tyres because you never know. We will improve our fuel as well because you never know. And we've got an improved power unit already, so that's happy news for all concerned. Let's improve the technology on the car, build some spare parts, and get ourselves on our merry way. Now my hope is that we start getting some dry weather and we can get both cars into the points. The split strategy has been working really well for the first time in this playthrough. We've been having to stick to the hard tyres for most of the playthrough, and normally I like to have the split strategy because it just means it covers you for all eventualities. It's just kind of like good practice, really, if you're not manually controlling the races. And also, like, it's kind of hard to know year over year what the right what the right tyre is going to be at any given event. You can make an educated guess based on the year before, but it's not always guaranteed, as far as I'm aware. We've got some development points to spend, so we will spend them developing things. Smashing. Let's take a look at Sponsor Town. We're negotiating for some bonuses, and we want those bonuses. Give them to me now, please. We need to cut down the spending again quite significantly. It's a flyaway race, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive to attend, but that's alright. In terms of who we take, Blondes we can now take, Bridgestone we can now take, and I'm going to take Patronus because they are signed with us, but we want the bonuses because it's a 2-season contract, and that means money. Money! Let's hire some more designers, why not? Yeah, okay, all good, smashing. So off we go on our merry way to Canada. In terms of setup, again, not favouring anybody. I really thought, based on previous experience, that what we'd see would be a whole lot of Shinji Nakano kicking the living crap out of Dario Loretti, but that actually hasn't really been the case. So that's awesome. It also means we have, and that's the tyres we want. That also gives us hopefully an advantage in chasing down that elusive Constructors' Championship by having guys who can actually both bring home the car in the points potentially. We haven't done it yet, but our time is near. And we have a slightly more powerful engine and a slightly lighter engine. So that also doesn't hurt. 20 degrees, it's a dry track, which is helpful, but we've got a strong wind. However, that shouldn't be a major problem because the aero on our car is kick-ass. We're in very much a Red Bull situation, really. A bit of a questionable Honda power unit that's starting to come good, and amazing aero. Oh, we differ in a little way, though. Our drivers are comparatively crap, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's see where we qualify, shall we? Dario Loretti continues to wipe the floor with Shinji Nakano in qualifying. David Coulthard adds a pole to his tally. However, this time it's for Arrows rather than McLaren. A 1:18.202, beating out the Williams of Mika Hakkinen on a 1:18.223, and the Tyrrell of our very own Dario Loretti, 1:18.240. Keeping him company on the second row is the second Williams of Alexander Wurz. Olivier Panis' Arrows P5, and then it's the McLarens of John Fellows and Damon Hill separating our very own Shinji Nakano from the action. Toru Takagi and Pedro Diniz just behind. Positions 1 through to 13 all covered by a second, so exciting. Oh, it's wet again, 25 degrees and light rain with a slack wind. What? Can it just stop raining, please? We have such good dry tyres. Can it please just stop? We will do 35-34 split with Nakano. Or at least can we have both cars finish? That would be so good. Well, both cars finished and in the points, but Dario Loretti suffering there from the poor weather conditions. Shinji Nakano taking a fairly dominant win, actually, 1:38.58966, beating home the McLaren of Damon Hill on a 1:39.3415. That is a pretty monumental gap. Pedro Diniz rounds out your podium for Jordan, and then it's the Arrows of Olivier Panis and David Coulthard being a lap down already. Dario Loretti finishes 2 laps down on his teammate, but still takes the final points paying position, and that's really not bad given that it's his rookie season and he sucks balls in the rain. Well, to be honest though, it is sort of testament to how good the car is in difficult conditions. It's kind of a poison chalice really. The car handles really well, which means it is good in the wet, and also it mitigates some of the power disadvantage we have. But Loretti really will struggle, and you can see that they're just not getting the same performance out of the car. But never mind. Shinji Nakano, top of the pile in the Drivers' Championship, 1 point clear of Williams' Mika Hakkinen. Damon Hill and Pedro Diniz tied for P3. Dario Loretti, P6, 12 points in his debut season, not too bad. And we are now 10 points clear at the top of the Constructors' Championship, so I shouldn't really complain. Healthy profit from the last Grand Prix, that's pleasing. Someone has signed with someone else. Which bastard is it? We have a 2-season, 1.5 million deal on the table from Fond Metal. I'm going to drop the TV Advantage card on that then. And it's Danker have signed with somebody else. Screw those guys. Let's then talk to FedEx, just because. Still no improvement in the Bridgestone deal, still no improvement in the Blondes deal, so that kind of sucks. We have got some improvement in the Petronas deal though, and the PlayStation deal, so money's coming in, and we should actually already, yeah, we've already beaten this year's budget and we're only halfway through the season, so well done indeed. Ready to move on to CFD with our C-Spec chassis, and to the modelling phase with next year's car. So we're getting places. We have a reliability upgrade for our suspension system, and we're going to add one now to the throttle assembly. Let's just do that. It's not a flyaway race, however, testing is dirt cheap. Monumentally cheap. That's awesome. Well, we go 30, 20, 20, 30. Actually, we don't need that much fuel testing because there's only 1 point left to spend. So actually, we don't need to spend money on all this testing. I mean, even though it's cheap, we actually just don't need to. Hopefully that's not too big a cut. No, it wasn't. So we'll spend those points straight away, and then we have some tyre work to do on the wet compound. Smashing, and we have now finished development on this season's race fuels and lubricants, and yeah, the engine's pretty much sorted, really. Delightful. In terms of car design, everything's going wonderfully there. We have some spare parts to build, but no repair work to do. It's just wear and tear. They're keeping it clean and keeping it out of the barriers, which we all appreciate. And what I'm hoping for now is just a continuance of this momentum. If we can finally get a dry race, I really want to see what we can do now in a dry race. That would be pleasing to me. We signed everyone we need to sign, so that's good news. Let's repair the cars and we'll hit the road again immediately. I'm also hoping that we can tie out some of these remaining sponsorship negotiations so that I can start to really focus on improving particularly the Blondes deal. That's actually a really important one to work on because we're locked into that for 2 seasons. Same with the Bridgestone deal. Like we need all the add-ons and whatnot. To the point, actually, I'm going to pull out of negotiating further with PlayStation and focus on the Blondes deal. Okay, excellent. Excellente. The cars are all ready. Again, no favoritism. Same setup all round. We have new fuels, new intermediate tyres, that's everyone happy. We're falling a little bit behind on driver aid development, but it doesn't seem to be holding us back too much, and we've got this in the bank that we can try and copy if ours fails, because I've got a feeling Ferraris might be illegal. 31 degrees, very hot. That's going to cause us some pain in the power unit department, I suspect, but hopefully not to the point of failure. Cloudy, however, 31 degrees and cloudy, that means it's going to be very humid. A strong wind, that's a very odd mix of conditions, very Malaysia-y. Hopefully it doesn't take too much out of our drivers and cars. And it's another strong performance from Dario Loretti. Amazing in qualifying. John Fellows, though, is your pole sitter. His debut pole position for McLaren, 1:15.521. Dario Loretti keeping him company on the front row, 1:15.676. It's an all-arrow second row. Olivier Panis out qualifying David Coulthard this time. Row 3, it's Damon Hill's McLaren beating out Toro Takagi's Jordan. And on row 4, Alexander Wurz, 1:15.857. Pips Shinji Nakano in the Tyrrell, but we are running a hard compound tyre with Nakano, so we shouldn't be too hard on him. A massive drop in temperature, down to 22 degrees, but still very dry for the Grand Prix. That's kind of the result I was hoping for, because now we get a stronger idea of what the car is actually capable of when everyone else isn't hindered by the poor weather conditions. Now the car should be quite light on its feet, so it should be no problem to one stop. I'm going to put fresh rubber on for every stint. Okay, let's see. Someone's done the business. Oh yes, this is what I've been waiting for all along. Shinji Nakano gets past his teammate on track, probably due to the strategy rather than outright speed. But he takes the win, 1:35.32.373. It's our first 1-2 ever, I believe. We've had a 1-3, but never a 1-2, as I recall. Dario Loretti, P2, 1:35.50.489. Then we have David Coulthard in the arrows rounding out the podium. The final points paying positions going to pole sitter John Fellows in the McLaren P4, Pedro Diniz and Toro Takagi P5 and P6 in the Jordans. Everyone up to and including Eddie Irvine in P9 lapped by your race leaders. I can't be much happier than I am with that performance. That's wonderful. Nakano extends his lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship, 42 points to Mika Häkkinen's disappointing 31 and Pedro Diniz's 29. In the Constructors' Championship, we've opened up quite the lead now, 60 points to the 36 of Jordan. Williams and Arrows joint P3 on 34 points apiece, with McLaren only 4 points behind. It's very tight for P2, but we have made a break for the win. Let's take a quick look in Sponsortown. Oh, someone else. Oh, it's alright, it's just Federal Express. I didn't care about those guys. We can sign Fond Metal. This is good news. And we can almost sign MasterCard. Also good news. I'm going to use the success card on the negotiations with Blondes. And we're going to talk to Castrol, because we can. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure, as always, making this for you and all the other videos that are coming your way at the moment, and I do appreciate your viewership. Take care of yourselves, keep healthy, and join me tomorrow for our home Grand Prix, round 9, Great Britain. Bye for now. I forgot how to speak.